how's it going? Hope you're having a great day. And I've actually been pretty busy with organizing files and just getting things prepared. And it made me think about a couple things. One, I want to just kind of stand up, move around, and stretch because I've been staring at a computer screen, doing a lot of just drag and dropping, figuring out how I want to organize files. Because I'm going through, which I haven't started, I'm preparing to go through my entire archive of photos, folders within folders, not that well organized in the past. It's slightly, it's kind of by years in a way. I'm gonna be able to get through it, but it's a lot of folder and then another folder within a folder and making sure, double checking things. It's kind of a mess, but a slightly organized mess. Anyways, I'm gonna go through everything. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of photos. And mixed within that is just, a lot of other folders of, phone files and videos and screenshots and all this kind of stuff. A lot of stuff, screenshots and whatnot, didn't really exist in the early days of me shooting, so I'll be able to breeze through probably the 2000s pretty simply, but once I get past that, there's gonna be a lot more to kind of shimmy around to get through. But I'm excited to do that because going forward, I'll have my selections, like say, I'll probably do it monthly. So say if at the end of the month, I'll go through, pick the photos that I think could potentially be something that I'll edit even down the line, something that like, is it an okay photo, and the ones I want to use right away or whatever, those will all go into the photo archive. So I have an actual archive of my work that I can go back to, or it's not just like buried within, millions of files at some point, you know what I mean? So a proper photo archive, and then eventually, and I'm going to do this along the way because I have some stuff edited, but I may re-edit a lot of stuff, especially from back in the day, because I didn't have my first Apple computer, with a decent screen was an iMac, and that wasn't even a Retina screen. So even those photos aren't edited that look how I'd edit it now, but just the screen qualities are better now. So things that I would adjust for the screen back then and how I'd see that on that screen doesn't look right now. But yeah, so there's gonna be some re-editing. But regardless, I want to have an archive and then edited archive alongside with that. But I went to a very brief kind of little studio tour, very basic. I just want to make a few comments before an actual studio tour vlog happens. So Mary resituated her room, got a whole new decoration set up in her space. So I was given this setup here with these drawers. They're not really set up yet at all, but this is gonna be an amazing space to have. I had this in another room, so I brought this out here to just clean up the space a bit more. It was very cluttered. This is kind of like, it's weird. It's either photo books and then it kind of bleeds into, I think, there's some photo books, but there's a lot of other stuff like a Tim Burton book. What else? We got a couple of Tim Burton books, but this is like the main one. We got some regular just, books down there. And then other things like a Banksy book, and just some other stuff as well. And so I want to just organize a bit more. It looks a little bit more cleaner over here. A little bit of storage, you have some classic stuff up in here. This is still kind of, especially down here, is a work in progress. I want to have printing a lot easier to do, and that's kind of what I wanted to mention is that's one thing I want to do is, and I'll show you this right now. Yeah, so this area over here is where I do my printing. I basically want to redo my wiring, have this face the other way around so it's easier just to lift up and scan. I want to focus a lot more on Instax film photos this year and just printing in general. So one thing I want to do is that's just a laser printer down in there just for regular paper. But I want to move this out, or actually I can do that or take the stuff that's in here out and put my main papers in there, like 5x7s or something like that. And I also have this cart that I've talked about in the video where I might just set this up a bit better and have 5x7 paper in here. I have different types of paper. This was more so used for like the stickers and stuff like that, but I do have like ink and all that in here for that printer. So that's just another one of those things where it's just almost like my digital files where things are organized, but not in the best way. So I'm gonna get that cleaned up to where I want to start having just a lot more physical print stuff available, and I think that's kind of the big focus I want to do. But yeah, that's just kind of the mini setup. I have some empty totes under this table over here, but once I get things a little bit more situated and a little bit more finalized and get that kind of changed up, I want to do more of a detailed studio vlog and how I think things are looking, and maybe I'll change from there. But I'm excited to see what ends up with this. But yeah, so I've been transferring files. It's so funny. I'm like, oh yeah, there isn't too many in this one. When I paste it into a different drive to get things organized, it's like 7,700 photos, and I'm just like, okay. So it's a lot of just waiting around, dragging stuff, files and all this kind of stuff, and just getting it organized. But once this initial process is done, which it basically is about to be at this time, then I can really just go through, and I think I want to do it in some type of orderly fashion so I don't get lost of where I was at. But I think I'm going to do it in reverse, where I start from right now and go back in time. So the reasoning is just for social media posting and keeping things, like a lot of times I'm shooting and making videos and posting that kind of stuff. But I definitely want to go through the archive and post things that just never see the light of day, because a lot of my Instagram is the process, and I've always worked that way. But as I've been mentioning a lot more recently, that I want to start getting the photos out into the world, whether it's the blog, which is now live. I wanted to mention that. Probably should have mentioned at the beginning of the video, but the blog is back. So if you go to OGbsmitty.com, it's the first thing you'll see. Just click on that and you'll see the blog. A lot more videos. There's gonna be a lot more context within a post, and I'm happy about that. The first blog post talks about it a little bit. I'm gonna go more into detail on the blog in another video. This video has turned out a lot longer than I expected. So just going through this archive, I think doing it in reverse order and of time will just make sense. And yeah, so I'll definitely keep you updated on how that process is going. And yeah, I hope you've been well, and I appreciate you hanging out here. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.